Welcome back to News Around, the place where truth and emotion intertwine behind the glimmering lights of celebrity life. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that red button and tap the join option to support our growing family. Today, we're diving into a story that has set social media ablaze, a tale of heartbreak, redemption, and perhaps a love that refuses to die. What really happened between Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda? Why did he appear at her hospital bed in the middle of the night? And what made him take her away, against everyone's advice? Let's uncover the truth behind the whispers. For months, the Turkish entertainment world believed that the chapter between Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda had closed for good. Their divorce had left a trail of silence, pain, and media exhaustion. But the stillness broke one early Sunday morning when rumors began swirling through Istanbul. Cemre Arda had been hospitalized. At first, reports were contradictory. Some outlets claimed she had suffered a nervous breakdown after the relentless pressure of filming. Others hinted at physical exhaustion and emotional fatigue. What was undeniable was the image painted by witnesses. Cemre, found weak and disoriented at her home, quietly escorted to a private hospital under strict confidentiality. Her representative issued a brief statement: "She's receiving the necessary treatment and needs complete rest." It sounded simple, even routine. But what followed was anything but ordinary. As dusk fell over Istanbul, hospital staff noticed a familiar figure walking through the corridor. Gökberk Yıldırım, dressed in black, head down, eyes clouded with worry. He hadn't arrived with cameras or bodyguards. He came alone. According to sources close to the situation, he had heard about Cemre's condition through a mutual friend. Without a moment's hesitation, he drove straight to the hospital. A nurse later recalled, he didn't ask for permission, he just asked, "Where is she?" His voice was trembling. When he finally entered her room, Cemre was asleep, her skin pale, her breathing shallow. The air was heavy with unspoken words. Witnesses say Gökberk stood there for minutes without moving, simply holding her hand as though time itself had stopped. In that room, there were no cameras, no scripts, no applause. Just two broken souls, bound by memories too powerful to forget. Hours passed, and something inside Gökberk seemed to shift. Despite the medical team's objections, he insisted on taking Cemre home. It wasn't a reckless outburst, but a decision driven by a strange mixture of fear and love. He met privately with the hospital director, signed the necessary forms, and assumed full responsibility for her well-being. Witnesses remember him saying, "She doesn't need more machines, she needs peace." And with that, he gently wrapped her in a blanket, shielded her from the flashing cameras outside, and wheeled her out through the hospital's side exit. By dawn, both had vanished from Istanbul's restless streets. The following day, reporters tracked them down to a secluded house in Sapanca, a serene town surrounded by forests and lakes. Ironically, that very house had once been their refuge at the beginning of their love story, a place where fame couldn't reach them. Neighbors quietly confirmed their arrival. She looked frail, but he was careful, protective. "It wasn't drama, it was care," said one local resident. For 2 entire days, the world heard nothing from them. Social media exploded with speculation. Had he kidnapped her? Was this a secret reconciliation? Or a man's last attempt to save the woman he couldn't forget? The truth, as always, lay somewhere between love and desperation. When contacted by journalists, Cemre's representatives confirmed that she was out of the hospital, under Gökberk Yıldırım's supervision, but insisted that everything was legal and consensual. "There's no conflict or wrongdoing. She's recovering peacefully and is in safe hands," the statement read. However, not everyone in Cemre's circle approved. One close friend of the actress expressed discontent. He shouldn't have made that decision alone. But knowing him, it wasn't calculation. It was emotion. That's who he is. The line between love and impulse had once again blurred, and the public was divided. In the days that followed, psychologists and celebrity analysts rushed to dissect the event. Was it an act of pure love or a reflection of guilt? A well-known columnist for magazine Life wrote, "Taking someone out of a hospital without discharge might sound irrational, but in the language of love, it says, 'I will not lose you again.'" Gökberk's decision was reckless to some, but profoundly human to others. He wasn't playing the role of a hero, he was acting like a man desperate to fix what once broke beyond repair. According to a source close to the couple, their days in Sapanca were filled not with confrontation, but with silence and care. There were no heated conversations, no tears of accusation. Gökberk cooked for her, helped her walk in the garden, and they spent long hours gazing at the lake that once reflected their happiest moments. Cemre began smiling again, the source shared. And Gökberk watched her as if afraid she would vanish if he blinked. It was as if time had paused to give them one last chance at peace. When they finally returned to the city, Istanbul was waiting, cameras flashing, reporters shouting, fans speculating. Cemre avoided speaking to the press, her eyes calm but distant. Gökberk, standing beside her, uttered only one sentence. "Sometimes you have to go against the world to protect what still matters." That single line echoed across headlines. Was it a confession? A declaration of love? Or a farewell wrapped in hope? Fans quickly divided into two camps, some praising his bravery, others accusing him of recklessness. But no one could deny the intensity of his feelings. Whatever existed between them had not died, it had merely changed form, quieter, deeper, unspoken. Weeks later, Cemre continues her recovery, while Gökberk remains distant from the spotlight. They have not confirmed any reconciliation, yet insiders say they maintain gentle contact. It seems that what began as an impulsive decision became an unexpected bridge between two people who had lost each other in fame's chaos. Perhaps it wasn't about love reborn, but love remembered, the kind that refuses to vanish even when reason demands it should. What Gökberk did that night wasn't about control, fame, or spectacle. It was about the raw instinct to protect someone who once meant everything. In a world where image matters more than emotion, his act felt almost rebellious. Yes, it was risky, even irrational. But it was also profoundly human. Because sometimes love doesn't end with a breakup or a signature on paper. Sometimes it lingers in small gestures, a hand held in silence, a drive through the night, a promise whispered without words. And maybe that's what makes this story unforgettable. Here on News Around, we don't just report the stories, we bring you the emotions that shape them. Do you believe Gökberk's act was a genuine expression of love, or was it a desperate attempt to seek forgiveness? Share your thoughts below, we love hearing from you. And if you want to keep following the most heartfelt, unpredictable stories from the Turkish entertainment scene, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and tap join to support News Around. Because behind every headline, there's a heartbeat, and we're here to listen.